How long do online leads take to convert as a real estate agent? If you are considering doing online leads or you're going down this avenue and maybe you've done it before and it hasn't worked out, well, I'm going to set some clear expectations, what we see with our clients on how long it takes to actually close a deal if you're dealing with online leads. And hey, you know what? In real estate, things take time. I just want to plant that seed with you. It doesn't matter what you do. Open houses, door knocking, cold calling, referrals coming in. It's all going to take time. It's not like we're going to Amazon here and buying a sweater. It doesn't come the next day. So we have to take that into consideration. And if your mindset is you would like things quick, this is definitely not the video for you, and this is not the channel for you. Things take time in real estate, and I would like to set those expectations here clearly with online leads. So without further ado, let's dive into that. Okay, timeline for online leads to convert. I call this the money-making machine because ultimately, when you have this working for you, it creates leverage in your business. It can work alongside any other pillar of lead gen you're doing in your business. This works alongside you and helps you bring in qualified people each and every day on autopilot. Even when you're sleeping, honestly, leads can continue to come in into your database, okay? So the very first thing happens when you're dealing with online leads, we're going into the learning and data phase, okay? When we launch ads out into the universe, out into our local community, okay, there's going to be a phase where we're learning stuff, we're testing stuff, we're seeing what's working, what's connecting with people. And usually this is in the first 1 to 2 weeks that we're seeing what type of people are engaging. Are we bringing in quality people? Are we not? Do we have to adjust certain things? So yes, the first 1 to 2 weeks is adjusting and testing and putting messaging out there. However, we do have this dialed in because we personally, in our business, we target people going through specific life events, upsizing, downsizing, relocating, divorce, because we know they're ready to transact. They have a problem. They're on the internet. They're looking for solutions to the problems. They're looking for answers to their questions. And typically this is why we can see stuff move along a little bit quicker than somebody that's attempting to do this themselves. But in the first couple of weeks, 1 to 2 weeks, you are testing your messaging out into the marketplace to get that dialed in, okay? And we're seeing what comes in, we're seeing what the cost per lead is, we're seeing what cost per appointment is, and from there we can start tweaking things to optimize this money-making machine. So that is phase number 1. Phase number 2 is actually when conversions start happening. This is when leads and humans start coming into our CRM. This is when speed to lead matters. You're calling these leads in under 60 seconds. You're calling the lead in under 5 minutes. And I would not be waiting more than 5 minutes or you lose the opportunity to work with these leads. They will move on to somebody else so quick. And if you're calling a day late, you're killing your chances altogether. You're probably not gonna really succeed at online leads. If you really want to take online leads seriously, you do have to consider doing speed to lead. And if it's something that you don't want to do, because I get this, I understand it, I have done this myself for many years, you can hire this out to a VA or a company that does it for you. So you don't have to do this for yourself. So you don't have to be on your phone because you're out, you're doing stuff, you're busy. I get it. And like I said, I'm a real estate agent too. You have other things that you're dealing with in your business. You're wearing a lot of hats. So speed to lead, you don't want to be on your phone all the time, but it is a vital component. And if you've tried online leads in the past, you probably have failed because you weren't doing speed to lead properly. That's what kills the deal. You can turn a lead that is an okay lead into a fantastic lead with speed to lead because you're able to connect with them, you're able to qualify them. Okay, so this is where we're building trust, we're building remarketing ads too, okay? People are starting to see you, leads are coming in, we're starting to see things happen. And this happens in honestly under a month, under 30 days, okay? It happens rather quickly because again, this is like a money machine. The money that we put into it, we're starting to get data, we're starting to get leads coming in, we're starting to get, which leads into number 3 is appointments. Appointments start to come in under 30 days, okay? Between 2 to 4 weeks, you start to see appointments coming in. And this is where honestly we qualify people, okay? And then you're starting to book phone conversations, you're starting to book in-person appointments. We've seen them as low as 14 days, okay? That's how quickly it can happen to start getting qualified appointments booked in your calendar and in person. And this is where people start to see you, they recognize you, they're familiar because they're seeing your videos out there, they're seeing you, and they already know you, they're starting to build trust with you, and it just starts to stack. And you can imagine over time, when people are seeing your ads month in and month out, how quickly this can start to stack and this can start to build in your favor when people are continuously seeing you, when you're continuously giving value in the marketplace, and this continuously differentiates you as a real estate agent, because there's very few real estate agents willing to do this. This is why this is the new opportunity. This is where all the money is going to be made in real estate for the agents that transition into this. And if you're not doing this style of lead gen, you will be left behind because you're going to be using old, outdated tactics. And this is a method right now that I'm showing you that is key to long-term success. Once you have this money-making machine, this system, this funnel dialed in. Okay, so we see appointments coming in under 30 days, usually 2 to 4 weeks. Okay. And then from there, it's closings, right? So depending on your ability when you go into a listing presentation, when you're meeting with these appointments, how well you can convert, because you can get what we typically see with our clients is within a $900 budget, you're getting 5 to 7 appointments, and then they typically can close 1 to 4 deals. Okay, and this gets better over time, and it just depends because we're dealing with people that they didn't know you. That's not like a referral, okay? So it depends on how often they've seen you and how long they've been seeing you for and how much value you're giving out in the marketplace. And again, this can change depending on each and every agent and each and every market, but we do typically see 5 to 7 appointments, qualified appointments every single month. And then we do see people converting 1 to 4 deals every single month. For safe measures here, let's just consider 1 to 2 deals every single month depending on your closing rate. But again, if you're getting this, let's just say within that cycle of 2 to, let's just even say 6 weeks, you dial in, you lock in basically a client, you've signed the listing agreement, you've signed the buyer's agreement, whatever it may be, okay, and you've done that in under 6 weeks. Let's just say that in 6 weeks you've done that. You have to think the average time, at least in my market, that from a sale to actually it closes when it's pending in there is another 60 days. Okay, 90 is a little bit longer, 30 is a bit shorter. So if you're looking at this as a whole, you know, you're 6 weeks in, then you have another probably 6 to 8 weeks out. Let's just say 8 weeks to be safe. So again, you're looking at roughly, if you're looking at that to get the closing, you're looking honestly within the 4 to 6 month range to get your first closing when you're starting with online leads. But you have to think about this, like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, this is a realistic expectation. We're not going on to Amazon, buying a coffee mug, buying a book, whatever it may be. We're dealing with people's lives, okay? So stuff takes time to get ready. And if you've been in real estate for a while, or you're a newer agent, you've had a couple clients, you know this, okay? So this is a realistic expectation, and this is actually pretty quick, 4 to 6 months to have your first closing. But the magical thing about this is it just compounds over time because you've done all the heavy lifting up front, and then it just continues and continues and continues and snowballs, and more people see you, and you have more presence in your local community, and you build up more trust, more authority, and people start to recognize you everywhere you go. It just literally compounds. So the longer you can stick with this, the longer you can do it, and you implement the system into your business, the more powerful it is. What we're doing in the first basically 4 to 6 months is building a solid foundation for you to grow your business off of, okay? And this enhances everything else that you're doing. If you do door knocking, postcards, any type of advertising that you're doing besides this is like a billboard on steroid. It enhances all of that because people can't get away from seeing you. You're on YouTube, you're on Facebook, you're on Instagram. And Facebook and YouTube, you can specifically set how many times you would like somebody to see you each and every day. And you can dial it into your farm area down to like a 1 kilometer radius. And guess what? You don't even pay for the first 30 seconds of an ad if somebody clicks off of it, so you get free advertising. I like to say it's a billboard on steroids. It's phenomenal if you haven't used YouTube ads. This is why we get such success with our clients that think long-term thinking, okay? Not short-term thinking. I understand you want to do transactions right now. So do I. I want to get paid right now too. But the reality is, if somebody called me today and I went over to their house right now and I looked at their house just to get their house ready and prepped, depending on the client, let's just say it's a month out, then we put the house up for sale. You know, we're still looking at 4 months out if somebody called me today. Okay, so this is true in online advertising and any other advertising that you're going to do as a real estate agent. Okay, this one though creates a tremendous amount of leverage, and it doesn't involve so much of your time. Yes, up front to create the ads, okay, but they're simple 30 to 60 second ads. Once you dial this in, I'm telling you, that's where it leads to phase 5. This just compounds and it becomes a money printing machine for your real estate business, and it differentiates you in your local market. Like I said, this is like a billboard on steroids, and why we see such great success with our clients. Okay, so to reiterate everything, to get from when you start online leads to actually close a deal, you're looking in the 4 to 6 month range, and that's going to depend on your local community and your local market and what's going on there. However, that's typically the expectation that we like to set with clients. But again, this just supercharges over time. Once we've laid that foundation, it just continues to grow exponentially. Okay, if you like this video, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be sharing everything that I know as a real estate agent and everything I've learned over the years, so it can make your life simple. You can enjoy this process as being a real estate agent, and you can close more deals while you got into the business in the first place. And if you'd like to learn more about lead gen, watch this video here. I'm Nick Doherty, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.